All right, just go ahead.
Chapter 3.
Chapter 3. Yeah.
Okay, now in the book of Esther, chapter 3, start from verse 1. After these, after these things did King Asherus promote Haman, the son of Hammedatha, the Agagite, and advance him, and set his seat above all the princes that were with him. And all the king's servants that were in the king's gate bowed and reverenced Haman, for the king had so commanded concerning him. But Mordecai bowed not, nor did him reverence. Then the king's servants, which were in the king's gate, said unto Mordecai, why transgressest thou the king's commandment? Now it came to pass, when they spake daily unto him, and he hearkened not unto them, that they told Haman to see whether Mordecai's matter would stand, for he had told them that he was a Jew. And when Haman saw that Mordecai bowed not, nor did him reverence, then was Haman full of wrath, and he thought scorn to lay hands on Mordecai alone, for they had showed him the people of Mordecai. Wherefore Haman sought to destroy all the Jews that were throughout the whole kingdom of Asherus, even the people of Mordecai. In the first month, that is the month Nisan, in the 12th year of King Ahasuerus, they cast pur, that is the lot, before Haman from day to day, and from month to month, to the 12th month, and that is the month Adar. And Haman said unto King Ahasuerus, there is a certain people scattered abroad and dispersed among the people in all the provinces of thy kingdom, and their laws are diverse from all people. Neither keep they the king's laws. Therefore, it is not for the king's profit to suffer them.
So,
If
so
it
like one
okay,
one sec, sis. So you got Haman. They in other nations they recognize the way we live and the way we're supposed to be according to the commandments of the Most High Yahweh. It don't line up with the way that they do they with the way that they live their lives. So in this situation, Haman's trying to stir up something between the king and Mordecai. So he's trying to say, hey, you know what? These people, these Jews, these Israelites, in their laws and their culture and their customs, they're not supposed to honor the king. So it's like you saying, hey, now we're a threat. We against the king. We disrespecting the king. We against the king. You know? But with all that being said and done, no matter the circumstance or the situation that we're going through, we still have to keep the commandments of the Most High Yahweh. It's still our culture. It's still our right. Still our duty to do it. That's our covenant. And a covenant, unlike a contract, covenants cannot be broken. That's something that's sealed up, and it is what it is. But keep going, sis.
verse 9 reads, if it please the king, let it be written that they may be destroyed. And I will pay 10,000 talents of silver to the hands of those that have the charge of the business to bring it into the king's treasuries. And the king took his ring from his hand and gave it unto Haman, the son of Hammedatha, the Agagite, the Jews' enemy. And the king said unto Haman, the silver is given to thee, the people also, to do with them as it seemeth good to thee. Then were the king's scribes called on the 13th day of the first month, and there was written according to all that Haman had commanded unto the king's lieutenants, and to the governors that were over every province, and to the rulers of every people of every province, according to the writing thereof, and to every people that their language. In the name of King Ahasuerus was it written and sealed with the king's ring.
Mhm.
And the letters were sent by post into all the king's provinces to destroy, to kill, and to cause to perish all Jews, both young and old, little children and women, in one day, even upon the 13th day of the 12th month, which is the month Adar, and to take the spoil of them for a prey.
It's a lot, give 1 sec, sis. So, Mr. Esau, them Edomites, them Egyptians, them Hamites, they ain't the only nations that conspired to try to wipe us out. You know, When the Bible says in Psalms 83, we have enemies, all these nations are our enemies, it means just that. This is something cruel and wicked. And the crazier part is we weren't physically doing anything to nobody. We knew we wasn't a power. We wasn't doing nothing to harm nobody. But just because we didn't want to pay homage, and our commandments, our law says that we're not supposed to bow to nobody else, to nobody but the Most High Yahweh. We got to keep that. That's our protection. That's how that's how we gonna make it. But it's just people are cruel and wicked, and it's mainly a jealous thing, mainly jealousy. Why other nations look at us like this, like who are these Jews, these Israelites to sit up here and not honor us? How dare these Negroes not bow down and kiss our feet? You know, that's the mentality behind the other nations. But like I say, they know, but a lot of our people don't accept that. But facts is what they are. Though this is something, and back in some years ago, this whole mentality, this whole attitude, this the whole demeanor of this, it's still strong in the other nations. It's not going anywhere. You might have your one and your two here that appear to be nice, but as the Bible say, man, never trust your enemy. You always got to be circumspect about your enemies. They can butter you up real nice. Just like this land was taken over. Like I say, I think it's in Psalms where about the words being the smooth as butter, but war was in his heart. That's just how it was. But that's like it. Keep going, sis.
Verse 14. The copy of the writing for a commandment to be given in every province was published unto all people, that they should be ready against that day. The post went out, being hastened by the king's commandment, and the decree was given to Shushan the palace. And the king and Haman sat down to drink, but the city Shushan was perplexed.
Oh, right. So this decree went out to everybody.
All
We gotta kill all these people, man. They ain't honor respecting the king. We gotta take these folks out. These niggas gotta die. And we're
okay,
gonna
now,
see. I think it's in this chapter what's gonna go into how they was trying to carry this thing out.
okay.
All right.
All right, now we in Esther, the fourth chapter, verse 1. When Mordecai perceived all that was done, Mordecai rent his clothes and put on sackcloth with ashes, and went out into the midst of the city and cried with a loud and bitter cry, and came even before the king's gate, for none might enter into the king's gate clothed with sackcloth. And in every province, whithersoever the king's commandment and his decree came, there was great mourning among the Jews, and fasting, and weeping, and wailing, and many lay in sackcloth and ashes. So Esther's maids and her chamberlains came and told it to her. Then was the queen exceedingly grieved, and she sent raiment to clothe Mordecai, and to take away his sackcloth from him, but he received it not. Then called Esther for Hathach, one of the king's chamberlains, whom he had appointed to attend upon her, and gave him a commandment to Mordecai to know what it was and why it was. So Hathach went forth to Mordecai unto the street of the city, which was before the king's gate. And Mordecai told him of all that had happened unto him, and of the sum of the money that Haman had promised to pay to the king's treasuries for the Jews to destroy them. Also, he gave him the copy of the writing of the decree that was given at Shushan to destroy them, to show it unto Esther, and to declare it unto her, and to charge her that she should go in unto the king, to make supplication unto him, and to make requests before him for her people. And Hathach came and told Esther the words of Mordecai. Again, Esther spake unto Hathach and gave him commandment unto Mordecai. All the king's servants and the people of the king's provinces do know that was whosoever, whether man or woman, shall come unto the king into the inner court, who is not called, there is one law of his to put him to death, except such to whom the king shall hold out the golden scepter. that he may live. But I have not been called to come in unto the king these 30 days. And they told to Mordecai Esther's words. Then Mordecai commanded to answer Esther, think not with thyself that thou shalt escape in the king's house more than all the Jews. For if thou altogether holdest thy peace at this time, then shall their enlargement and deliverance arise to the Jews from another place. But thou and thy father's house shall be destroyed, and who knoweth whether thou art come to the kingdom for such a time as this? Then Esther bade them return Mordecai this answer: Go, gather together all the Jews that are present in Shushan, and fast ye for me, and neither eat nor drink 3 days, night or day. I also and my maidens will fast likewise, and so will I go in unto the king, which is not according to the law. And if I perish, I perish. So Mordecai went his way and did according to all that Esther had commanded him.
Con. All right, let's go. Just jump straight into chapter 5.
Okay. This is
Salakia, can I just
Go
give
ahead.
my 5 cents
Go ahead, throw it out there.
on the and Esther being this woman of the Most High and upright before the king's eyes and the people's eyes. Her, her with the countenance that she carried herself with, the Most High had favor with her and on her, and she was able to get the attention of the king and the men that were, uh, I say, in rank along with the king. They recognized her status from just by how she was carrying herself. Yeah, the Most High was on her. The Spirit of the Most High was on her. And I'm saying this to say that a lot of women today want to put themselves on the level of Esther or Deborah, these type of women, but they have not the countenance as these women had to have favor in the Most High's eyes, Israel's eyes, and the king's eyes. These women were favored because of they chase conduct, how they conducted themselves, how they carried
Con,
themselves. And the Most High had favor on these women. So they was but you have women today will shun or hate or despise or look down on sisters like that, but they just in their righteous air in the way how they conduct themselves. They have that relationship with the Most High, that the Most High had that favor on them, that had that shine on them. And a lot of sisters look down on their own sisters that's like that. And with that kind of hatred, the Most High, that's not acceptable to the Most High. And then a lot of women are like, well, Esther did this. She was leading and commanding armies. No, she was just instructed. And that men knew that. They knew that this is a righteous woman. She didn't come with no mentality like she's going to rule it or run it. She knew who was who, and she was only recognized by these men by her countenance of the Most High. I just want to say that out.
not. Facts. All right, you can
okay.
keep going, sis.
Hey, this is still the book of Esther, the 5th chapter, verse 1. Now it came to pass on the 3rd day that Esther put on her royal apparel and stood in the inner court of the king's house, over against the king's house. And the king sat upon his royal throne in the royal house, over against the gate of the house. And it was so, when the king saw Esther, the queen, standing in the court, that she obtained favor in his sight. And the king held out to Esther the golden scepter that was in his hand. So Esther drew near and touched the top of the scepter. Then said the king unto her, What wilt thou, Queen Esther? And what is thy request? It shall be given, it shall be given thee to the half of the kingdom. And Esther answered, If it seem good unto the king, let the king and Haman come this day unto the banquet that I had prepared for him. Then the king said, Cause Haman to make haste, that he may do as Esther hath said. So the king and Haman came to the banquet that Esther had prepared. And the king said unto Esther at the banquet of wine, What is thy petition? And it shall be granted thee. And what is thy request? Even to the half of the kingdom it shall be performed. Then answered Esther and said, My petition and my request is, if I if I have found favor in the sight of the king, and if it please the king to grant my petition and to perform my request, let the king and Haman come to the banquet that I shall prepare for them, and I will do tomorrow as the king hath said. Then went Haman forth that day joyful and with a glad heart. But when Haman saw Mordecai in the king's gate, that he stood not up, nor moved for him, he was full of indignation against Mordecai. Nevertheless, Haman refrained himself, and when he came home, he sent and called for his friends and Zeresh his wife. And Haman told them of the glory of his riches and the multitude of his children and all the things wherein the king had promoted him, and how he had advanced him above the princes and servants of the king. Haman said, Moreover, yea, Esther, the queen, did let no man come in with the king unto the banquet that she had prepared but myself. And tomorrow am I invited unto her also with the king. Yet all this availeth me nothing, so long as I see Mordecai the Jew sitting at the king's gate. Then said Zeresh his wife and all his friends unto him, Let a gallows be made of 50 cubits high, and tomorrow speak thou unto the king that Mordecai may be hanged thereon. Then go thou and merrily with the king unto the banquet. And the thing pleased Haman, and he caused the gallows to be made.
Come. So this is how they wanted to kill us, kill our people back then. Get us on that gallows, get that rope hung up there, and take our lives, man. But we gonna see how Queen Esther did and what she did, because
Mhm.
Mordecai wasn't, though Mordecai's life was on the line, our people had a stronger spirit at that time. It wasn't no cowardness. And I know Moses, you read a story. Um, I want to say it's probably about a month or so back, where it was this lady and her, I thought she had like seven sons, and they was torturing them, trying to get them, one after the other, to just to serve them. And they was like, nah, we ain't doing none of that. You know, when you die, this is gonna happen. When I die, hey, the Most High gonna be with me. Just you kind of throwing a little short paraphrasing out there, but and that was some gruesome torture and stuff that they went through. Cutting them up, throwing them in hot oil, boiling them. That's some heinous things to go through. But as long as you got that spirit of the Most High on you, knowing your heart, man. Look, I'm for the Most High, no matter what happens to me. It's like the scriptures say, don't fear them that can just kill you, and when that's done, that's over with. Fear the Most High, because at the end of the day, the Most High can still deal with you. Though your flesh be gone, Most High can still deal with you. That's real fear right there. That's what you should be afraid of. Not nobody with no knife or no gun or nothing like that. You know, and I ain't saying put themselves in predicaments to end up getting hurt or lose their life like that. But when it comes down to it, if it's the Most High or bound to somebody else, always choose the Most High Yahweh. Never not choose the Most High. Never not do that. So like, keep going, sis.
Um,
Can I ask a question, King?
Come on, go ahead.
Ask Akim, do you all think that our people being moderate, like we were, and they had some heinous ways to kill us? I'm thinking, do you all think or believe that the Most High, knowing these men devout, willing to willing to lay down their life, they soul for the Most High, they live for the Most High, they die, that they may experience some pain, but to a level where they having like an out of body experience where that gruesome pain that they experiencing, is the Most High like maybe lessen that pain for them. Like we know what YaSharAhLa went through. Like no ordinary man can really experience. You know, any of the disciples, any of the apostles, the saints of the Most High, the punishments they went, like you're saying, chopped up, thrown in oil, hot oil, skin being peeled off their bodies. You know, limb for limb, or they being chopped up and being burned and being cut in half, and all the most heinous acts that can a human being can experience. You know, YaSharAhLa getting his back whipped out to the bone. Is it possible that the Most High can, do the Spirit, have them to go through what they go through, but being in a glorious mental or spiritual mind state that they know that they are there, that the Most High is there, and they one with the Most High, and that pain is not as heavy as someone's looking upon, seeing what's going on, and like they cringing at the sight of it. That the Most High's uh, the Ruach Hakodash is on an individual that they're not experiencing the pain at the level that pain could be. If I'm saying what I'm saying properly and correct, asking the question.
Yeah, yeah. It could be that the Most High don't, don't have them feel the pain like that. But even those that did feel that pain, they knew deep in their spirit, man. Like, look, I'm going through this, but I'm not doing this in vain. So it's like, yeah, you torture me. It's just, it hurts and all, but look, at the end of the day, the Most High got me, and that come from being solid with the Most High. Like you say, 10 toes down with the Most High. You can't have a shaky mentality. Like 1 minute you with the Most High, the next minute you're not trusting the Most High, the next minute you there. You can't play no games like that. You got to be all the way with the Most High, because who knows? The Most High, might not even cause those things to even harm you. Just look at Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego.
Right,
Look at Daniel in the
right,
fire. Smoke,
right.
the smell of smoke wasn't even on their clothes. Different instances where things like that didn't play out. With Peter, when they threw him in the prison and they was gonna come back and put him to death, the Most High had an angel free him. Later on he was put to death, but the Most High, it wasn't his time to go yet. You know, it all depends on
Um,
those things as too. So it's all just trusting in the Most High, no matter the outcome. That got to be the mentality. No matter what the outcome is. You know,
um,
you might stand for this truth, because I know brothers that work certain places. One brother in particular, but I ain't gonna put his name out there. And his boss questioned him about the truth. Wait, the question about the truth. And he stood up firm and he's like, look, yeah, I'm an Israelite. This is what I believe I stand for. Hey, I come here, I do my work. I don't bother nobody. I ain't here, breaking nothing. I ain't doing nothing out of the ordinary. But I still stand on who I am. The dude had no choice but to respect that. He kept his job, get fired. You know, it's all on that, man. It's many different instances. You got to stay firm no matter what.
um, um.